SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.
Since the dawn of civilization, the elusive quest in pursuit of the perfect drink continues to evolve. Now more than ever, we reap the rewards of this passion. The perfect vintage, the finest brew, or a spirit of optimum age in class. And now, SoFloRadio.com invites you to discover the wonderful world of booze. By the glass.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to By the Glass. I'm your host, Brett Hubbard, and I'm welcoming you to explore another wonderful episode of really great beer, wine, and spirits. Every Thursday at 6, we come to you live on SoFlo Radio and ByTheGlassShow.com. Very proud to have Hatuey in the house, guys. Everybody, big round of applause, definitely. Joined by my guest host, Jason.
Hey, now.
I got Ivan Bad on the board.
Yes, I am. New hat.
Oh, yeah, new hat. Great Hatuey hat.
Yep.
Hey, who's that little guy on there?
New Hatuey.
Who's that little guy with the feathers?
That's Hatuey.
Is that
I'm
Hatuey?
telling just like give up and just let the gringos pronounce it Hatuey.
Yeah, man.
Just let it
We're
go.
gringos.
Just let it go.
Okay, so we're gonna say Hatuey.
I'm tired of correcting.
I thought I
Actually,
was
Brett,
saying
you
it
did
right.
really good. You
I
did
thought I was
really
saying
good. No,
pretty
you
good.
did.
Thanks.
You did.
Thanks.
You did.
Thanks,
You did.
My buddy Adler over here. He's a pool cooler than you, George. So anyway, I'd like to definitely introduce Candela, Anler, and Barbara are coming in today.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank
Thanks
you
so much. From, I believe, there's brand manager for Hatuey, marketing managers, we'll call you guys. Definitely something like that. And the reason that we're here today is because they're kicking off a whole new campaign. The Hatuey Beer launches a new marketing campaign with winning art piece and from Hatuey and the Arts Contest. It's a winning piece. It pays homage to the essence and the legacy of Hatuey beer while giving the brand a modern twist. Now, the brand has been completely reconditioned, correctly? I mean, they've even taken it from a lager to an ale. Is that the way it went?
Yeah, we
That
did.
direction?
Yeah, that was
So-
a couple of years ago. Yeah, we did that.
And we did have you guys on the show quite some time ago to speak into that, but the reason I wanted to have you back is for this new launch. So talk to me. Please bring us into the fold on what's been going on with this wonderful brand, Hatuey.
Well, Brett, as part of the marketing and the promotion of the brand, we definitely last year what we did an art contest.
Yes.
Kind of create a little more awareness within the community, and that was actually to engage. One of our pillars is actually art. For the brand that we actually support throughout the local community, and we did an art contest last year, and that art contest we selected 3 pieces, but there was one winning art piece which. We have a little poster here today.
It was beautiful.
To show you.
We'll hold that up. We just put a new camera in. Yeah, up there.
Nice.
You see that like crazy looking space ball thing over there? Tell me a little bit about the camera, George.
Jason bought it. It was expensive.
Okay, that's good to know, right? That's all that really matters. Yeah, but
nice,
I think
yeah.
you can kind of tune in, you guys at home. George maybe can, I don't know, close up on that, but beautiful. We'll put this up. Can we keep this and put this up here?
Actually, yeah,
George,
yeah.
You want to put that up
That's
here?
for you guys.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Beer Me. Talk to me a little bit about how the contest kind of came about and the winner and how we created this beautiful piece and how you picked it and chose it and all that stuff.
Well, last year, as I was saying, we encourage the local community, arts community, to come with some new ideas as far as what they feel that the beer is now in the future. I mean, what did they actually feel about the beer and how do they visualize the beer? And this is this winning art piece is actually based on I guess actually it is an advertisement for in the late 1950s as we had in Cuba of a rumbera. It was a girl that was similarly dressed and kind of the same position, but a whole different background and everything. But he took that as the artist. He took that as for him to actually base this winning art piece, and that's what he did. He visualized this is the new kind of Hatuey where Hatuey is going, and we really like this, and that's why we selected that as a winner. And now what we're trying to do right now, Brett, is now that we had this art piece that we're basing all of our new campaign on, what we're doing now is for this year, now that we have this art piece, we're actually looking for the girl that looks like the girl in the art piece.
Talk about a twofold contest.
Exactly. And it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be.
So, Barbara, how do you work into all this with your as the promotions aspect?
Well, basically we we try to have the concepts together so that we can, make it be.
Right.
So, for instance, if we want to, in this particular case, look for the one person to represent, or mimic the image of sorts, I try to come up with a creative concept that may help execute the transition between the idea and actually making it happen.
So you bring concept to reality.
I tried the best we can.
And this is interesting because what you've done is you've delved into the mind of one of your consumers.
Correct.
You've had them re-image and realize their idea, their impression of Hatuey and of maybe a modernization of traditional art.
Correct.
And then put that into something that's tangible, and then you're going to take that and put it into really even more tangibility of real life, living flesh and blood.
Right. Now here's the beauty of it.
Okay.
The kick.
The artist did not have a model sit for him. This is completely conceptual.
George, let me see that picture
This is
again.
completely out of his imagination.
Look at this, Jason.
Yeah.
This is 100%.
This guy drew this freehand.
Yeah.
freehand.
Now,
that
for folks at home that are just listening and are not watching on TV, is there somewhere they can see this on the internet
they can
right
go to
now?
Hatuey.com and they can find it.
Go to Hatuey.com,
That's
but it's
W-
spelled Hatuey.
Correct.
For all you gringos out there.
Google will help you.
Google will definitely
Google
help
helps
you.
It knows
people,
all. It
really?
does it correct my mistakes.
Sometimes if you know how to ask the right questions. But yes, that was 100% a muse, if you will, that came to him, and that's the image that he, that
trying to
came out of
think.
his came out of his artwork.
Do I know anybody who looks like this? Maybe we could just send them their way. Do we know anybody who looks like this?
Well, if you do,
She
do
kind
send
of looks
them.
familiar, doesn't she? I mean, like,
If you happen to, Brett, please tell
George
them to
comes
go.
across girls all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
George, you're the.
I got a couple of candidates. Let me call them out.
Well, tell them.
If they're between 25 and 35 years old, go to Facebook page and
Yeah, go
you
Tell
know,
them
have them
to,
sign up because we actually have a contest going on, and that's exactly
Absolutely.
and that's really
You
what.
know who this looks like to me? Remember the chick who was the Magners chick? Ceylon or whatever her name was? It kind of looks like her. I'll have her give you guys a call.
Yeah.
Well,
She was
she
a
needs to
promotional
tell her to visit us
Yes.
at facebook.com/Hatuey and there's a contest tab right there. She goes through the process, and if she makes the bill, she may make the cut.
All right, interesting.
Yeah,
Very, very
and the contest actually the Hatuey Muse contest. You know, we
Exactly.
definitely wanted to look for somebody. I mean, we wanted the name of the contest to be something really nice, chick. You know, something new. I mean, we didn't want La Chica. You know, for those Spanish speakers out there.
Aspirational.
You know, everything. You know, it's always the same thing. And Muse is actually it is the inspiration. You know, for this art piece, and it's going to be the inspiration for our next campaign.
Right.
And we're looking for that girl out there. And the actually the price is $2,000
That's the
for that
pretty-
girl
that's the
plus a photo shoot, and she'll be featuring all of our in all of our campaign and
Collateral
prints and stuff,
materials.
and collateral materials. So there's definitely some stuff out there that for those beautiful women out there,
Yeah.
that may look like that. There's definitely an opportunity for everybody.
Fantastic. I've seen a lot of the ads and everything coming out. I've seen the marketing out in the market, and it's how well received is the new the ale concept over the lager. Have you guys gotten a lot of feedback on that? Or
We have. I mean, we actually it's something that every event that we go to, and as I had mentioned last time that we were here, really our whole marketing and promotion campaign is more of a grassroots development.
Yes.
We don't do a lot of out of home or advertising, print advertising or media. It's a lot of different events, small, events within our community, our
Right.
contest,
Right.
looking at this and that's really what we're doing, and the acceptance in all of these events that we actually do is great. I mean, every time people try the beer, they're like, this is really good, and
Well-
I really enjoy when I'm actually promoting and I'm actually working for a product. I like the beer. I enjoy the beer. And this is something that I don't think I will have the passion to do something if I really didn't like the product. That's just me.
Well, I got to say that, right off the bat, this show is welcome to By the Glass, a show about beverage culture, wine, beer, spirits. Come to you every Thursday at 6 o'clock on SoFlo Radio, ByTheGlassShow.com. What we talk about is fine, very fine beverages, and this happens to be one. As I take a look at this and I deconstruct it a little bit in evaluation here, I mean, it's just got a really lovely head, very spritzy, really, really nice. These are like, it's a golden color here, so we're looking at a nice pale malt, maybe a little bit of amber. So when I stick my nose in there, really nice toasted or biscuit malt, maybe like a bread crust coming out of it, which is exactly what it should be. And the ale yeast that you use really gives off a lot of a fruity ester. Just enough hop to balance it. A really nice, I think that's probably a noble hop, somewhat of a, possibly a Fugel or something like that. That's just really herbal, maybe an English traditional, and really a well-constructed beer here, very quenching. And what do you think, George?
You said what I was going to say.
Made a few words.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying all the incarnations of Hatuey beer. We were talking before the show. I really wish that that Hatuey would come out. I mean, I love the beer, but I grew up on Hatuey Malta because as a little boy, and I really think that Hatuey could make a dark beer if they could just make like alcoholic Malta. I don't think I'd ever drink anything ever again. Well, I think that I'm ready for a dark beer from Hatuey.
It's funny because
did you send that up the pike?
Do they still make the Hatuey Malta?
Oh yeah, I'm actually on the brand manager for that.
Because all you got to do,
care of the
what
malt
we could
as
do,
well.
George.
It's just like I could just drink it. I used to when I was a little kid, just go within one breath.
Yes.
The little bottles of it on a hot day.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
No,
Malta.
the Malta.
Oh, you
the
want
Malta.
the
the Malta.
I could
But
do that with the beer. Are you daring me? Are you daring me, Candela?
Well, the funny thing is, what we could do
Ooh.
it for George is I could actually, I brew a lot, and I could just take the Malta,
Yeah.
seriously, and just pitch the right yeast into it and cut it down to its a good original gravity to where it's like, not too much alcohol.
Well, that beer that you made the first time that I had,
and it would
your
taste
brand
exactly like the product. You know what I mean? So I could do that for you.
It was that beer that you made that first time that I tasted your craft beer.
real-
Very
just
very
a
close to it.
rich-
It's all like very malty,
Malty, yeah.
very malty beer. But
Because
I'll
I
send you
use
a
Malta
case
a
of the
lot.
Malta over, George.
Okay.
Send one over.
beautiful.
Yeah, well, and you could play with it,
Yeah, definitely.
I'll make candles out of the empty bottles.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So the relaunching of the marketing campaign, the contest, to see the girl, definitely the winning artwork, everything, the potential that's going on here, what's going on in the market, the Facebook, everything that's going on out there. So basically, how does it work? I mean, you got people going on to Facebook, and they're contestants. They're entering, uploading the image onto Facebook, and you have all that set up. Tell me about that.
Yes, we do have a Facebook app.
Yeah.
The people go into the Facebook, they actually load their pictures, and they actually could share it with all of their friends, so they could actually vote for that picture. And we would, we have some judges that at the end of the day, we'll look at the 5 finalists that, we're going to definitely take into account all the votes and, the people that are actually getting most of the votes. But at the end of the day, the judges are going to be selecting the 5 finalists, and then that one finalist that is going to be the winning girl that is going to help us,
Kind of like American Idol.
Pretty much.
Is that like American Idol?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, It's,
Good.
I mean,
Gotta
people
narrow it
vote,
down. Gotta narrow it
That was a
down.
very successful endeavor.
Yeah, but actually we didn't even think about it.
We
I mean,
sure
you just
didn't.
mentioned that, Jason, but we didn't really think about that.
Thank you for your input.
But it's funny because it's like I don't know what I was doing. I was like had the TV on in the background, and it's like America will vote. I'm like, hold on a second, America votes for these people to win? I didn't realize that because I don't watch the show. People vote, and then the judges.
The judges vote.
The judges
Right.
vote, then the
They-
people vote. So you guys there's not going to be any judges on your thing. It's just going to be the people 100%, right?
No,
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, it's the other way around.
No,
You're gonna
we do
judge.
have judges.
Oh, okay.
I am one of the judges.
I think you should
I'm one of the
definitely. You
And
leave
if
it
you
up to
guys
the people.
want to volunteer,
If you leave it
trust
up to
me,
the
every time I
people, you
say
never
that-
know. You get these yahoos calling in. And
Exactly.
We hire volunteers.
And every
you
time
do?
I talk about somebody about the contest, like, hey, can I volunteer to be the judge too?
Oh,
I mean, I already have a line. But, Brett, one of the things I really like about the new campaign too is the name of the campaign.
Yeah.
And it's Está Buenísima.
Okay.
For those Spanish speakers out there, when you look at the poster, and it's fun. I mean, beer, alcohol is supposed to be fun.
Yes.
And that's why we wanted to do with this new campaign. We thought about it, say, you know what? Está buenísima, meaning it. In English, I guess, it's it could have a double meaning.
Okay.
Because está buenísima, we could be talking about the beer, first of all, obviously, that is really good.
Yes.
Or about the girl that she's fine.
Is that what it directly translates to?
It's like
Yes.
a pun.
Exactly.
Normally, one would say that about a beautiful lady. Like,
What's the root word of Juanichima? Juan.
Buenísima.
Buenísima is
buenísima.
Good.
Buenísima is like
Good.
really
See,
good.
he's got
really
the
good.
accent, man. I can't
It's
even.
really good.
It's
It's
good.
like really
It's so good.
Okay,
yes.
está buenísima. Okay,
It's
that I
so
understand.
good.
Está
Absolutely.
buenísima, yeah.
It's so good.
So it could be, it could be obviously about the beer that is really good,
So good. Yeah.
or it's about the girl that just I mean, you don't say good.
So
you
fine.
Say, so
It's a fine brewed beer.
you know, I mean, we gotta have fun with the product. We gotta have fun with the consumer. You know, that's what really beer is about. You know,
Yes.
and that's really what spirits and alcohol is about. You know, having
Sure.
fun. You know,
That's why they call it spirits.
exactly. You know,
Absolutely. So to talk a little bit about the beer itself, it was originally brewed in Hatuey in Santiago de Cuba, 1927. It was the first premium beer, and it has Bacardi roots, and that's where you are you tied into Bacardi as well?
Yes, I actually work for Bacardi.
Yes.
But I'm the brand manager for the
For this-
Hatuey brand.
For the Hatuey brand.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of why they. So talk to me a little bit how they wanted to bring it back from a lager over to an ale. I mean, they thought that. I mean, this is really kind of the pinnacle of that whole. It started as a base of that. I mean, you take a brand that's been around for years and it has such a history and it has such a emulates so much character from where it's from and everything, and then you want to strip it down and kind of redo it. It's kind of a risky endeavor, isn't it?
Well, it is. It is, and it has been a challenge, but at the same time, it's not completely a risk or new endeavor.
Well,
because-
what I say
but-
by that, I mean is like people that drink lagers, they might not want to drink an ale, or they might say, oh, they changed the whole thing. It's kind of like the new Coke or something.
Yeah.
It could have some risks to it.
No, it is no. It has. There has been some risk, but what I'm saying, Brett, is back in Cuba, we actually we had two flavors for the brand.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did. We had, we actually had Malta back then as well, but
Right.
they had Clara y Oscura.
Okay.
Clara was more of a lager, y Oscura was
Clear
is
and
this
cloud
pale
and
ale,
dark,
which is
yeah.
the darker.
Yeah.
So when we first launched the brand in early 1990s here in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
we went, the company decided to go with the lager, and when it was given, to me back in 2009, with a few other colleagues to come up with the new beer and the new flavor, we said, well, let's go back, and really base it on an ale, okay, or la oscura,
Yeah.
and based on that formula, that's how we actually developed this new, this beer based on the formula of the oscura, because we already tried the lager. It was in a green bottle. It was another mini-me of a lot of other competitions
Yes.
out there that, we decided, we don't want to be playing in that market anymore.
Right.
And really, we knew that the craft beer, boom, it was actually growing. And we
Yes.
wanted to be playing in that field. And we actually selected a craft beer brewery, a co-packer. I mean, we don't have our own brewery for beer. So we actually partner up with a
contract?
co-packer. Yeah.
Okay.
And they are actually a craft beer.
Where's
craft
it brewed? You can say?
in South Carolina.
Okay, so
In South Carolina by Thomas Creek.
Thomas Creek, of course.
Thomas Creek.
Okay.
They're excellent.
Sure, they make their own brand.
They
They
make their
also
own brands.
brew
Monk in the Trunk,
Monk in the
Orange
Trunk,
Blossom Pilsner,
OBP, and I think they
and
did
a few,
some-
and they do a few.
Holy
other
Mackerel.
more.
That's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I traveled the whole Southeast looking for small breweries because
Really?
do that. Yeah, I traveled the whole Southeast trying and going, and
Talk to me a little bit about that. What was that like? I mean, traveling around looking for breweries to brew out to.
it was
The people look at you in like South Carolina and say, wait, what, boy? You get out of here with that crap.
no, it was we did have about 4 or 5 different, actually no, 5 or more different breweries that we actually were looking at that we visited, and we decided on them because at the end of the day, they were a family owned. They are a family owned,
Right.
just like Bacardi is a family owned company, and we felt that connection with them. An excellent brewery, so we decided to go with to go with them. We brought them, the formula that we wanted them to do. They matched it. They did it okay, and
They
that's
do a
what
great
we-
job. I mean, the beer just, it tastes phenomenal. And
Correct. Yeah, and that's
Fresh.
really what, and that's why we, and to your point earlier, it was a challenge because their mindset was still about, the whole green bottle with a lager, and
Yeah.
it's been kind of a risk. It's
Yeah.
been kind of a challenge, but we're getting there. We're already getting
well,
that
I think
past.
you made the right. I actually think you made the right decision because let's face it. If you look at some of the competitors out there, they're definitely having issues right now. I mean, the number one. We don't want to talk about other brands necessarily, but they're growing. But some people are having issues. So getting into that craft. I mean, the beer is actually a craft beer now because it's made. There's no adjunct in it, so
There's
it's
no
100%
adjunct,
malted
no.
barley. I can tell right off the bat.
It is.
So that's huge. And definitely 100%. The hops are are quality hops, and you can just taste the whole flavor profile. It's a very quality beer.
It doesn't
Nothing
get
like
pasteurized
nothing
either.
Like,
It doesn't get pasteurized.
not pasteurized.
It goes straight. I mean, once it gets bottled, it's cold. I mean,
yeah.
The first time that we bottled, I was
so it
there.
goes right from the conditioning tank into the bottle. So technically, it's a real ale.
Exactly.
It's a real
Yeah.
ale. So
And actually gets double filter.
it gets filtered.
It
Okay.
gets filtered twice.
Okay.
It gets the regular DE filter plus a plate frame
Oh,
filter.
you do a plate frame. Okay.
So they do a double filter, to minimize, and that's why the color that you see,
Right.
so clear. There's hardly
Yeah.
any microorganisms here.
Is it still Oscura though?
Exactly.
It's still.
It's got 38 IBUs, so that's why the
38.
bitterness.
Yeah, no, and it's a very malty beer. So in order for the to be well balanced,
Exactly.
and the hops don't come out and bite you.
No, they don't.
Hops.
No,
Oh,
George hates
they
the
hop
hops that
out.
bite
They
you.
hop out at you.
They hop.
But they balance.
Exactly.
Which
but,
is exactly
but that's
what it's supposed
for
to be.
a lot of the guys, or a lot of, for a lot of the consumer that they actually know how to, they're learning to know how to drink beer. But
Yeah.
most people that just like the other very light beers,
Yeah.
it seems, this is too strong.
Oh my God, it's got flavor.
Exactly, yeah.
Tastes like something, yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Because just because it has some flavor, it has a little bit of happiness, then it's like, oh, wow,
And what's great about it is it warms up a little bit and you get nice fruits on the nose.
Yes, it does.
So it's a classic American ale yeast. You can tell what they used here. I mean,
Yes, they do. They do.
really wonderful. I get what I like to call stone fruits, Jason. And the inspiration of Hatuey and what it brings to people, and you can bring all the Cuban culture in there, and you can bring all the Latin culture in there, and all the Latin culture has such great music and instruments that expresses what people feel. And there's so many people that are so talented right now. They're all going to FIU or going to school for graphics or this or that, and they could probably throw together something really awesome. And why not get them to do it for free instead of hiring somebody? I mean, you can get something off the streets that's 10 times better.
And that's
You're not kidding.
And that's exactly
you're not
what
kidding.
that's. I mean, we're again. I mean, we are. Our parent is Bacardi, but we're a small brand.
Yeah.
So we got to be opportunistic with what we do, with the kind of stuff and where we invest our money. And we are actually, when you were mentioning that, look at Barbara, because we've talked about that stuff as
Grassroots,
far
but
as-
you can do so much
Exactly.
grassroots with just Facebook and what you get people to give
and
to
that's
you. What do you
exactly
mean? What do you
we're
really
doing.
need?
What
And
you
that's
just
exactly what we're
mentioned,
doing.
that is, we were looking at each other because we've thought about it.
Yeah.
And how can we make it play so that it works not only for the brand, but for us to be able to give back to the
Because
community.
you know what? When I
And-
see the artwork, it's like I have music in my head.
Yes, absolutely. Because
George?
music.
Yeah,
can-
that's what happened to me.
your thoughts have a soundtrack,
I
don't
have
they?
a problem. I don't like. I mean, I like Desi Arnaz, but I don't like Cuban music. And people make fun of me all the time. How can you be Cuban? You don't like Cuban music. I don't like Cuban music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was
You
just gonna
like
say, but
Cuban beer.
I do like Cuban beer, and I like the food, and I like big butts, and I know I'm
cannot lie.
Cuban. I got,
Isn't
it's
that
on
a
my
song?
birth certificate,
He
but I
cannot lie.
I don't like the music. It's just I'm weird that way. I just don't like old stuff. Well, the modern Cuban music, I should
George,
say.
play us some music.
Play
Come on,
some.
Like I like Desi Arnaz. I like the old big band stuff. Like
Benny Moré.
but I don't like the modern
Thank you
stuff
so
that
much,
it's
Do you like Benny Moré?
it's I don't even know who that is.
You don't know Benny Moré?
I don't
You know Benny
know.
Moré if you
Come
want to know
on,
Cuban
George.
I don't.
Come on,
If you like
George.
the old Cuban band
All right,
music.
guys. George grew up in Missouri.
Yeah.
Where's Montana
I
or something
came-
like that?
Yeah, they didn't get that over there.
I was reared in the South. Remember? And I'm still sore about
He
it.
is.
I don't even have any Cuban music in here.
Well, you just played that really great Mambo song.
Yeah, but that was Desi Arnaz. That's different. I like big band stuff. But I'm talking about the modern stuff with the with the off-key old man. It's got like it starts out with the rhythm, which is just fine, but then the piccolo, the little beep 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 beep. It sounds like Morse code to me. And then the trumpets are playing
Don't
something
the
different.
Cuban gentlemen
That-
have with the music have a really great falsetto? Isn't that part of the music too?
No,
No?
it sounds like an off-key old man that's already drunk, like me pepo pepo me po peebo bobby. And just that's how. Oh, geez, this is awful. It's like, how could this music get any worse? And then the drunk old man starts.
How about the one that
"Me duele el dedo gordo, mami, baby, baby." He sounds like
actually
he's
like
he
that.
He
sounds like
sounds good though.
it sounds like your drunk uncle got up at the wedding. It's like, ay, Dios mío, ay, tío, siéntate, tío. No, voy a cantar. Ay, me fui al baño, había una serpiente ahí. Me bueno más que estuve sentado, mami. It sounds like he's talking, singing at the same time. It's horrible. I don't like it. That's why, like, I've took so many dance lessons, I still can't dance Cuban. I'm horrible. I'm embarrassment. I'm an embarrassment to everybody from Cuba. Sorry.
That's okay.
But we're
We'll
sorry.
let
How
you
about,
get away
how
with
about
it.
some more beer there?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Absolutely. For sure. But, back to the matter is that if you're going to tap into a culture, there's no more culture that's more out there in your face, vocal, and, here, pour some off of this.
Sure.
We've definitely shared a glass before. That's definitely, something you can tap is Cuban culture.
Yeah, it is, and that's really what one of the things that we mentioned when we were launching this. I mean, right now in Miami or South Florida, we have the Cuban bread, we have the Cuban coffee,
Pastelitos.
Those
We
are
have,
good. Those
you
are
know,
good things.
pastelitos.
I
and the
like that
Cuban
stuff.
cigar.
All right, draw the line at pastelitos now, okay? You got bread and coffee, that's it.
Yeah, coffee,
Pastelitos are
cigar,
awesome.
bread. We were
No,
mixing the
you're right.
beer.
You're
so
absolutely
that's
right. I mean,
why,
I gotta give it to
and-
you. I mean, when you say Cuban coffee, there's not a person in the world that doesn't know Cuban coffee. I mean, why they drink it out of a thimble?
Right.
You say to yourself, "What?" Until you try it.
Yeah.
Don't give me espresso. Espresso's not Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
but,
and
the
there's
Italian, hold
nothing-
on a second, but I'm Italian, so the Italians got their own thing.
Bread,
Espresso, cafe colada, and I said it's funny.
Ristretto.
and there's nothing like a thimble at 3:00 in the afternoon.
No, you're absolutely right. Explain to me
my.
the colada thing, because I was one of my actual in-laws, because my wife's cousin's wife is Cuban, but she was like kind of grew up in Broward County, I think, or something. 'cause
That's not
she
Cuban.
speaks Spanish.
Something wrong with
No, she is. They like put the pig in the ground and everything.
I got you.
No, they're Cuban, but she doesn't really know a lot of this stuff. And I'm asking her about like a colada. I'm not. It was Thanksgiving. I'm like, hey, I want Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
And she's like, she didn't understand. So I mean, is that just the name of the cup?
That
or something?
colada is the full brew of that.
It's like one. It's
that
like a single
Coffee
malt.
pot.
It's like that's it.
Yeah.
It's
Because
single malt.
You get
It's
the
one
colada,
batch.
which
You
is
can
the
share
one, the
with-
full
It's meant to be
serving,
shared.
and then you share it in the thimble. So the colada is just a full
A coffee pot, like a
like
pot
the
full.
pot. Yeah, that's it. And
So
then you share it in the
So
It's
I'm
like
thinking-
going to Denny's and ordering a pot of coffee and they give it to you in
Right.
a big container.
So I'm
and
you
then
leave
you
with
just
that.
serve yourself.
Hatuey colada stout. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he's
That
going
sounds
places
great.
now.
No, something.
Let's take those. Let's take
Malta.
Malta.
I have an idea, man.
Two
Colada
Because
dollars.
think about it.
stout.
Because think about it. I mean, you just put a word like that on there, and then all of a sudden you just have like the whole, you just got a whole market right there. Because I buy it just for that, and and it gives you a nice, you put the little thimble on there. You know what I mean? It's like share with friends.
Colada stout. I love it.
It really is cool because you can have some fun with it, and it just let's face. All I'm trying to say is that you guys have rebuilt the brand from the ground up, and now the sky's the limit, right?
It's true.
Pretty much.
And that's really what we're trying to do. And this new campaign, that's really what it's going to allow us to do. And we're going to, really try and, reach to that consumer, make it fun, listen, we're not just, here just to be, whatever, another, mini me of another
course.
beer. We're here to set, an example and actually be a beer that is fun to enjoy. And with this whole new contest, it's going to allow us to do that, and expand. Right now we're actually planning on expanding. I think on next market more than likely. Right now we're in South Broward,
Okay.
Miami-Dade, and Monroe counties.
Okay.
But I believe our next market more than likely will be New York.
So you say South Broward? Is there like a cutoff line? Do you
I think it's 595.
So so south of 595. Okay, so that's by.
Yeah.
No, but I think it goes by
And the North
distributors.
Carolina.
It goes by
yeah,
distributors.
exactly.
So that's where Stevens cuts off. It's
Exactly.
595.
You're right on
I
that
know
one.
a thing or two about that.
I
And
know
then
you
so
know anything.
so then basically so cool. And but you're not so you don't go into Palm Beach at all or anything
Not
like
yet.
that. But
Not
you
yet.
just want to go right to New York. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. I mean,
and-
look at President. Whoops. But I mean, look at Presidente. I mean, they went right into New York, other than their home market, and they do that's their number one market, other than home.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that just for like.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Well, if
I don't care.
demographically speaking, you take their target, New York is their biggest target, demographically speaking.
Demographic because it's Puerto Rican.
Well,
Dominican.
Dominican.
Right? But they also, I went to Puerto Rico, which I absolutely love Puerto Rico, and I drank a ton of it there as well. And even that and that other one, I forgot what it's called, but
Yeah,
definitely,
we won't talk about them.
yeah. But okay, so I mean, where's another big demographic?
For them,
No, for you guys.
Oh,
For
for
us
us?
You think
guys,
New York,
the,
you have a big Cuban demographic. Anyway.
the next market is
Jersey?
actually New York, New Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, them. We do have North Carolina. Believe it or not,
Oh,
there's
it's
a
huge.
lot of Cubans up there.
I just came from there, and I took a bunch of Cubans up there with me. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
13. There were 14 of us total. All but one of them were Cuban. And I tried to explain to the Cubans that the Cubans are, we've got a lot of real estate and we're taking over up there. They wouldn't believe me.
Asheville?
We go the other end,
The other end.
Boone, Blowing Rock, and everything. We
Okay.
go to Blowing Rock to go to my favorite souvenir store. We unload. There's 2 carloads of Cubans. They unload. We get out. We
You can
step out on
picture the scene in your head.
With the coffee pot. With
Yeah.
the coffee pot.
Like
with
the
the
little
coffee pot.
clown car, whatever everybody's gonna
Step out.
And the pig
I
in the
can see
cooler.
that. I can see
One
that.
guy with the cafe colada, and
But wait a
everybody
minute.
has a thimble.
Well,
There's
yeah.
snow everywhere.
No,
we get
he
out.
has the coffee pot.
There are all
you
these
know?
people on the sidewalk. We open the door. What do we hear? A big, loud Spanish conversation. Oye, ¿cuándo va a llegar lo demás? And
Hands all over the
my
place.
sister-in-law gets up and goes, Oye, ya, aquí estamos, ya llegamos. And then we had a big party there on the street. We started dancing, but I couldn't dance because I don't like the music. Everywhere up there. We went to Grandfather Mountain, walked into the gift shop / museum, Spanish. Cubans everywhere.
Yeah.
Because there's mountains, and the Cubans like mountains, so they're buying up mountain real estate, like my
Yes,
family.
there is. I mean,
And
and a lot of people don't
They've
know
taken
that.
over Asheville. You'd be surprised.
So North
No, I wouldn't.
Carolina and
No,
then,
yeah, exactly.
Tampa,
This is
Orlando.
true.
Is or
Tampa.
is
So talk
one
to
of
me
Sure,
the-
about
Tampa.
on the
Tampa
bottle.
for
On the
sure.
bottle, it says Cuban style ale because it's obviously not made in Cuba. So is that why you put it on there?
Exactly. Yeah. It is a little bit play on that.
Well, look at one of the biggest.
Honestly speaking,
Look
but
at one of
this
the
is more
biggest
of a
beers in the
marketing
world is a Belgian style ale. One of the
Exactly.
big, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, Cuban style is because it's going back to the heritage and
Yeah.
it's based on what it used to be back then. Number
Right.
one, and number two, because now we're making the emphasis on the fact that it's an ale, and we definitely wanted to, like you said, it is a marketing angle, but
Yeah.
it does target exactly what it is. It's a Cuban brew, but it's style ale because it's now brewed here in the U.S.
Absolutely. So going forward here, I mean, I know you guys do a lot of fun stuff out there. Other than the artist thing, I mean, I've seen you at Total Wine doing tastings and whatnot. I mean, you guys hire models and you get out there to some of these major places out there? Yes, George, Jason. I don't want to ask those questions.
Don't ask that.
Yeah, but
We don't cross those boundaries.
yeah, but so I mean, what are you doing out there? I mean, what else? I mean, what are you doing out there? What's going on?
Well,
What's fun? Bringing a
right
bunch
now,
of-
again with this new campaign, we definitely want to,
you guys were just in Winwood. I mean,
we just
Winwood
did that,
doing
and-
Correct.
the art
and
basel.
we're getting ready to do a lot of different events and a lot of different tastings.
Like a place like Bongos at the Hard Rock or out there at the casino or something like
The
that.
Bayside or whatever. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Totally.
I mean, some demographic, and a tie-in. Do you do stuff like that? I mean, can
We
do stuff?
have some particular accounts
Yeah.
that move the product very, very well. We always support them, and we always make sure that we give them exactly what they need in order to make not only their establishment, flourish, but also the fact that because of Hatuey, they can flourish.
Right.
So we
Both on
support
the
them.
on and off premise.
Correct, and then we support them with, tastings. We support them with different POSs. We support them with
Do you-
different support that fits to their criteria and their needs.
So talking about restaurants and flavors and whatnot, let's talk about some food pairings here because that's what I do. I'm a sommelier and a beer sommelier as well.
Ooh.
So I mean, you talk about some pairings. Let's talk about the malt profile. Okay, what's that gonna? I think that's find very good resonance with some really nice roast pork, right?
Oh,
Oh
Sounds
my
great.
God, you have
Got
no
any
idea.
onion?
trust me, and I'm the master of that.
Yeah?
I may say. I mean,
Oh,
Hey, you can say.
You
I'm
have
roasting
no
a pig.
idea.
I mean, I roast a pig in my house every other month. I'm roasting a pig in my house.
Really?
I mean, I'm
And
always.
what's your
you know-
address?
When is
And-
the
and-
next one?
'Cause I
George,
do
and
have-
it's hardcore.
I eat.
Well,
And by the
Hardcore.
way,
I eat a lot of
I
pork.
make
And
my own
go to North
mojito.
Carolina to go to
You make your own mojito.
I actually
This guy's a star. Over
my
here.
Oh,
own
you don't
mojo.
understand.
You know,
Mojo.
The-
Oh, you make your own mojo. I know
Yeah.
what it is. Hold lemon
Yeah, yeah.
and garlic.
No,
Oh, no, but he's got
I'm
his
not
own-
going to say you're, but that's pretty much what it is, right? I mean, I love that stuff.
He has
man.
his own private recipe, and let me tell you,
All right, so we're all
boy.
going. We're all going to Anler.
So,
Yeah.
do
Let's go.
that quite a bit.
Home
That's a
invasion.
big pig you can share.
Oh yeah. I go, I pick it,
Pick
you
the
know,
day,
I
pick
get
the
it.
day.
I mean, I go to the place, I pick, I want that pig, take it to the house, clean it up, and my
Beautiful.
So again, I'm Cuban,
Yeah.
was born and raised in the island, so that's why I have so much passion for the brand. That's why I have so much passion, for this beer. So and definitely, some good pork, roast pork, con gris, or moros, whichever
Yeah.
one you want, and
I don't like Moro. I like them separate. That motor's too dry, man.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
it depends
Hey,
if you do it
rice and
with if
Yeah.
if you're doing with manteca, which is the lard.
Okay.
you
The
know.
lard,
okay.
yeah.
Lard, yeah.
You know,
All right,
it's a little
I'll give it a
more,
shot.
Well, I
but,
mean, like
You know,
it's
it's
not-
short of a heart
Pasta.
attack, but it's really tasty.
But
I
you
like
know, you
them
think
separate.
about it.
I like my black beans wet.
Right name of the right in the name of it, he calls it roast pork. Well, what do they use? They use roasted malts, so you're gonna find those resonance of flavors. Also, really, if you think about it, wonderful carbonation in this beer. What's that gonna do? It's gonna cut through the richness of that pork and clean your palate, isn't it? It's gonna scour that away and give you a really nice, refreshing aftermath. Okay, and then of course, you know, those wonderful whole cone hops that they use is gonna balance all that richness, tie it all in together. This is perfect for something like that. But it could also go with something, you know, it's a very light beer that can go with chicken salads.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Really
with
nice
fish.
cheeses. I could put this with
Oh.
a really nice cheddar cheese or a nutty kind of, or maybe even a
Exactly.
little bit of a jalapeno cheese. You know what I mean?
I'm starving.
Because
Sounds
the
really good.
spiciness, it's going to
Yeah.
balance. The sweetness is going to balance that out and
Yeah,
cancel that out.
totally.
Really great food pairings for Hatuey, and fantastic when you're out there. I mean, you can use it for all different aspects, and it's a fun beer and a lot of fun, guys. As we talk about these wonderful products, we like to do so responsibly. Please do not drink and drive. Do not overconsume. Do not consume under 21. If you're pregnant, wait the 9 months. The kid will thank you, and definitely.
And we will thank
Enjoy
you.
all products responsibly, especially when you're enjoying Hatuey. Fantastic. So, where can we see you guys out in the market? What's going on? Plug the hell out of yourself. Let's talk about Facebook, Twitter.
Fast.
What do you got going on?
Yo, in Facebook.com, Hatuey Beer.
Yeah.
Going there, I mean, we're definitely encouraging all of guys or girls. I mean, if you have a girlfriend, friend, sister, whatever, that
Go
you
to
think that might
Facebook.
looks
Check him out.
like that girl,
Candela, Anler, Barbara. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful. Have a great night, everybody. Bye the
Beautiful city of Hollywood,
there.
Florida, USA.
Thank you.
This is SoFloRadio.com.
Thank you so much. What an absolute pleasure, man. Please use the show to promote. It was a fantastic show. I mean, not even one screw up. So, and I think the quality was good.